Ladies and gentlemen, in today's video, I'm going to be reacting to NFL Week 11. We've got plenty to react to, plenty to talk about, so we're going to hop straight into it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do whatever you got to do to show support. You know, I appreciate any and all of the support that you can provide so I can continue to grow and grow my channel. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video and let's react to NFL Week 11. Beginning with Thursday Night Football, we have what was a hell of a primetime game. Thanks, NFL. We have the Jets absolutely getting smacked around by the Patriots, and this game was terrible. I mean, dude, the Jets literally couldn't generate any offense. 15 for 26, 116 and a touchdown for Justin Fields. He had a rushing touchdown on the ground. Breece Hall was productive on the ground, but John Mechie had a touchdown, but no Garrett Wilson. No nothing. Defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. It was just a mess. Now the Patriots now, Drake May was accurate again, 281 yards and a touchdown. I think he really cemented that he is probably the front runner for MVP this week. TreVeyon Henderson, though, having 3 total touchdowns on the day. That was great. A receiving 5 for 31 through the air, and then 19 for 62, even though he wasn't that productive. 2 touchdowns on the ground. Finally, the Patriots are starting to use TreVeyon Henderson the right way. Patriots, you guys are rolling. You guys probably are going to win your division. Now we have another sleeper of a game. We have the Commanders losing to the Dolphins in what was, again, an absolute sleeper. Marcus Mariota, I mean, he was all right. He threw a pretty ugly pick, but other than that, I mean, not really much to complain about. Run game was absolutely miserable, but Chris Rodriguez did find some success. Deebo Samuel had the receiving touchdown, but in general, there's not really much to talk about for the Commanders. Now the Dolphins now, Tua didn't look like he was really that good. I mean, 14 for 20, he was accurate, but only threw for 171 yards, no touchdowns. Didn't do anything on the ground, even though Devon Achane had a great day on the ground. Ollie Gordon had to score. Jalen Waddle, 3 for 52, but had a very, very critical drop. I mean, the Dolphins won anyway, but that drop was so egregious and so out of character for him. I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. Now we have the Bears beating the Vikings and taking control of the NFC North. Who in the world saw this coming? Caleb Williams led the Bears to yet again another game-winning drive, even though he wasn't even that accurate on the day. The Bears' offense in general wasn't anything special, but Caleb Williams, man, just coming up clutch for the Bears. Now the Vikings now, J.J. McCarthy was literally a fart, 16 for 32. It's funny that Caleb and J.J. McCarthy have the exact same completions for attempts. 150 yards, was missing throws all night long. It was just a mess. Jordan Mason had the touchdown, and Justin Jefferson seemed physically upset. And rightfully so, dude. For as good as he is, he's the best wide receiver in the NFL, and he's not getting the workload he deserves because his quarterback just refuses to actually play a good game of football. Like, I feel bad for Justin Jefferson. Now we have the Panthers coming from behind and beating the Falcons. This game was great, man. Bryce Young probably was the player of the week. 31 for 45, 448 passing yards, 3 touchdowns and no picks, a 133 passer rating. Running was kind of lousy, but Tet McMillan coming up clutch with 8 receptions for 130 yards, 2 touchdowns, and as a fantasy owner of him, I can say I'm very happy. At the Falcons now, Michael Penix did get hurt. I mean, he was very accurate, but he did get hurt during the game. Only had 175 yards. Bijan Robinson was absolutely tremendous. 23 for 104, 2 scores. Tyler Algier also had a score. Bijan was very productive through the air. Drake London, 7 for 119 once again. Defense coming up with some key sacks, but wasn't really able to stop this force of the little man, Bryce Young, and the Carolina Panthers. So, good game, Panthers. Now we have the Steelers stomping on the Bengals, and I'm done betting. Again, I'm done betting with the Bengals, dude. I'm just done. Like, Joe Flacco sucks. He really does. He threw the ball 40 times, only had 200 passing yards, a touchdown, and a very, very ugly pick. Chase Brown was productive on the ground. Jamar Chase didn't have that great of a day, but I heard he spit on Jalen Ramsey and is receiving a suspension for it. Like, I don't know what that is about, but I have the guy in fantasy, so awesome. At the Steelers now, Aaron Rodgers did get hurt during the game as well. Even though he did throw a touchdown, Mason Rudolph stepped in and led the Steelers to the win. Caleb Johnson finally got some carries. I mean, I drafted the guy. Jaylen Warren, 10 for 62, averaging 6 yards on the ground. Kenneth Walker had 2 receiving touchdowns. I mean, that was great. And the defense was able to hold the Bengals offense to only 12 points. So if you hold the Bengals offense to only 12 points, you know you're doing something good. Now we have the Packers barely squeaking by the Jackson Dartless Giants. Like, I don't know what this was about, even though, Jordan Love didn't have that great of a game. He wasn't accurate. He threw 2 touchdowns, but had to come in because Jordan Love got hurt at one point in the game. Josh Jacobs got hurt too. Emmanuel Wilson had the touchdown. Romeo Doubs led receiving. No surprise there. Like, I don't know. Like, the Packers are a weird team right now. Going over to the Giants now, Jameis Winston was more accurate than I thought, threw 200 yards, had a rushing touchdown, but ultimately threw a game-losing interception, which I don't know if it was the wrong route or it was just a dumb decision by Jameis Winston. I'm not really sure, but there's not much to talk about for the Giants. I mean, Packers barely squeaked by the Giants. I mean, I don't know what to say. The Packers, they're just weird right now. That's all I have to say. Now we have the Jaguars killing the Chargers. This was just gross, man. Justin Herbert, I heard, did get hurt again. I mean, but even though he was not playing that good at all, the Chargers could not get any offense going this game, which is out of character for them. Looking at the Jaguars now, Trevor Lawrence wasn't that great. I mean, he was accurate, but only 153 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Travis Etienne had 2 touchdowns, one of them on a very nice trick play. Bashal Tutin also stormed his way in for a rushing touchdown. Trevor Lawrence had a rushing touchdown. Tim Patrick had a receiving touchdown. The defense, again, was able to hold the Chargers offense to only 6 points. Like, a great defensive day. Great overall team win for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now we have the Davis Mills-led Texans beating the Titans by only a field goal. Davis Mills, again, played pretty well. 26 for 41, 274 yards, a touchdown, no picks. Woody Marks made his presence known, but overall wasn't that productive. Nico Collins, once again, continues to prove he's Nico Collins, and what was a great day. 9 for 92 and a score. Now looking at the Titans, Cam Ward actually played pretty well. 24 for 37, completed 64% of his passes, 194 yards, and a touchdown, 90 QBR. I mean, I'm not complaining. Chico Okonkwo led receiving, even though Van Jefferson did have the receiving touchdown. Defense was able to held the Texans to only 16 points, but in general could not have their offense keep up with the Texans. And again, the Titans are just on one of the worst runs I've ever seen in football. We have the Bills stomping on the Buccaneers, and which was an absolute masterclass by the Bills. Baker Mayfield did not play well at all. Wasn't accurate, didn't throw for a lot, threw a very, very ugly interception. Sean Tucker was basically the entire Buccaneers offense. Baker Mayfield did run one in. Sean Tucker also had a receiving touchdown as well. It was just a mess in general for the Buccaneers offense. At the Bills now, Josh Allen, 19 for 30, 317 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Also ran it in for 3 touchdowns, 6 total touchdowns on the day for Josh Allen, man. Dude, he is the MVP, I feel like. Josh Allen is literally the definition of an MVP, man. He physically won this game by himself versus the Buccaneers, and that is the definition of the MVP of the league. Now we have Brock Purdy coming back and stomping on the Cardinals. And fun fact, Jacoby Brissett actually set the record for most completions in a single game with 47, 452 pass yards, 2 touchdowns, but 2 ugly picks. He's basically their entire offense, even though Trey McBride had himself an absolute day and continues to prove why he is the best tight end in the league. 10 receptions for 115 yards and a score, but Michael Wilson almost had 200 receiving yards and 15 receptions. What a day for him. Brock Purdy came back, was accurate, threw for a lot, 3 touchdowns, no picks. CMC averaged 6 yards on the ground, two rushing touchdowns. George Kittle, 2 receiving touchdowns. Again, Christian McCaffrey had a receiving touchdown. It was the perfect day for the 49ers. I will say, though, their defense, their pass defense at least, not very good. Now we have the Rams beating the Seahawks, and there's not really much to talk about here. I mean, Sam Darnold was awful. Matthew Stafford wasn't really that great. Puka Nacua, I mean, had a pretty good day in general. Ran for one. Kyron Williams ran in for the touchdown. Devontae Adams had one catch for 1 yard and a touchdown. There's nothing really to highlight this game. It wasn't really the masterclass that I was hoping for. Now we have the Ravens barely beating the Browns. And yeah, I mean, Lamar Jackson was awful. I mean, only completed 56% of his passes, threw no touchdowns, 2 picks. Derrick Henry, again, was basically your guys' entire offense, ran for 103 and a score. Mark Andrews ran it in for a score. Well, I don't know what that was about. Browns now, I mean, Shador came in and absolutely was awful. Like, he was terrible. Dylan Gabriel wasn't great either. Like, you guys have a serious quarterback problem. Now we have the Broncos beating the Chiefs, and this probably locked up the Broncos to win the AFC West. I'm not even kidding. Like, the Chiefs may not even make the playoffs, dude. Like, Patrick Mahomes wasn't necessarily good. 29 for 45, 276, a touchdown, and a pick. Kareem Hunt ran it in for a score. Travis Kelce had a very good day, 9 for 91 and a score. I mean, it is all starting to fall apart for the Chiefs. Looking at the Broncos now, Bo Nix wasn't necessarily great either. He was accurate. He threw for a lot, but didn't throw a touchdown. I don't know what that was about. R.J. Harvey had a pass attempt for some reason. That was weird. Cortland Sutton really led receiving, but Troy Franklin was also great on the day. So was Pat Bryant. In general, I mean, the Broncos, again, probably just locked them up to win the AFC West. This is going to be the first time in, I think, 8 or 9 years that the Chiefs haven't done it. That's crazy. Now we have the Sunday night sleeper, which is the Eagles laying the smackdown on the Lions. And this game was not that good. Neither quarterback was great. Neither quarterback was accurate at all. Saquon had a better day, but Jalen Hurts ran it in for one on a tush push. Quinyon Mitchell held Amon-Ra St. Brown to only 2 catches for 42 yards. J-Mo had the score. There's not much to talk about this. I mean, Eagles, can you please fire Kevin Patullo? Like, he is handcuffing this offense. I don't know what else to say. You run the same routes with the receivers every time, so they can't get open. The offensive line, Lane Johnson's out now. Like, I don't know what the fix is here. I mean, don't fix what's not broken. I mean, like, but, man, can you guys at least be fun to watch or something? I don't know, man. I don't like it. Fire Patullo. And finally, we have Monday Night Football, which is the Cowboys absolutely laying the smackdown on the Raiders. And quick summary here, Dak Prescott, 75 completion percentage, 268, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Javonte Williams had a pretty productive day on the ground. George Pickens had 9 for 144 in a score. CeeDee Lamb had 5 for 66 in a score. I don't know. Jake Ferguson had a score. Ryan Flournoy had a score. It was just like they were handing them out. They were just like they had a stack of cash, just absolutely just handing them out to everybody. Looking at the Raiders now, Geno Smith wasn't great. 27 for 42, 238, a touchdown, and a very ugly pick. Ashton Jeanty didn't do a single thing on the ground. Brock Bowers, 7 for 72. I mean, still putting up his workload. Trey Tucker had a score. I mean, Cowboys, we'll see you next week. And Raiders, I mean, your season's done. It's been done since week 1. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, is going to do it for my Week 11 NFL reaction. Sorry, my energy level's not that great. It's just that there wasn't really a lot to talk about this week. I mean, there was literally virtually nothing. But as always, I'm going to get this video ready for you guys to watch and enjoy. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And I'll see y'all guys the next time I upload. Peace.